everybody, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about a few of the cryptos that are kind of in this weird little just sideways pattern. That was one being right first off the bat, Shiba Inu. Then we got Bitcoin, we got Solana, and we're going to talk about PolkaDot as well because it broke through this pattern. It's kind of what we're going to be looking for with these other cryptos when they hit that breaking point and being able to jump in, capitalize on that, and make some money doing so. For the beginning here, we're going to start off with Shiba Inu. And as you can see, we're kind of in this little pattern here. We did spike up, and we had obviously this huge just series of candles that just exploded. And then we had this massive one down here. We've kind of been trading in this channel, right? And this is kind of, for me, no man's land because you can't really tell, and I mean, maybe you can if you know the future, but I don't pretend to know the future. I just know what it shows me. So right now, I cannot tell what's going to happen. It could come down. We could test this bottom again. We could break through this our initial resistance that turned to support, and we can come down and touch this line, which is kind of the upward trend here. Or we could just come up, blow through this, and honestly, if we blow through this, I do have a buy order in that will engage once we blow through this level here. This what is it? You can see it's 76.36, somewhere around in there. I have an order in because if it can break through this resistance, in all likelihood, I think we're going to come up and touch and try to press the all-time high. And so to me, I want to capitalize on that run, but that would be kind of confirmation, and I'll show you on PolkaDot in a few minutes where I get that idea from and how that kind of plays itself out, how you can kind of see where the charts are going. So right now we're in these little patterns. You get the volume that's way lower than the 50. As you can see, when the move really started is when the volume broke through the 50 moving average here. This was the time. This was the buy signal, right? Same with back here. It was kind of trending below it. It's hard to see there, but it's trending just below that, and then boom, we got some real firm volume, and that caused these massive levels and runs up. So I don't pay much attention to these. Yeah, these are great, getting little green candles, but it just kind of keeps us in this little consolidation pattern. But I mean, we're not anywhere near the volume that we need to be to kind of do one of these runs again. So for me, for right now, for Shiba Inu, it's wait and see time period. I'm not trying to risk any money, hoping that I'm right, because the market's in charge. I'm not in charge, and I'm going to let Shiba Inu decide, the market decide where Shiba Inu is going to go, down or up, and then from that point I'm going to try to capitalize. So that's the SHIB chart right now. Really much ado about nothing, just kind of a hold and see. Right now, let's go over to Solana. All right, so that was the wrong one, sorry. Let's go to this one. Sorry, I do it on Binance. That's where my numbers are. There they are. So as you can see, here's the same kind of pattern we're looking at. It's almost like a head and shoulders pattern, right? And you got the shoulder here, head up here, shoulder here. And typically this is a downward pattern. You would expect this to kind of drop. But what we did was we actually came up here and we broke through this resistance here. It was having a hard time getting through it, broke through it here, came all the way up here to this second resistance, which these were wicks up. I mean, so you could kind of say they're not really, but we had some support right there. Once we wicked up and we kind of touched, and we had a little bit of resistance right there. So this was an important level to me. I thought we were going to break through this as well. We didn't, so I actually didn't sell right here, but I did buy as soon as I got this confirmation. So as soon as we got confirmation that we were over here, I did put an order to buy in right here. And once that occurred, I could have probably gotten out right there, but now here we are hanging out around here. I'm still holding on to my order. We're still in this channel now, and I'm really hoping to see it bust through up to this channel and then hopefully go forward with an all-time high. But as you can see, the volume traded higher. We did get that volume candle above the 50 moving average. Just kind of gave me my buy signal. I do usually have on my other charts and stuff like that, I do have two moving averages, which also crossed the way that I prefer them to cross, and that kind of gave me my third signal that it was go time, right? So that's where I'm at with these, with Solana, and this is to kind of give you an idea. Let's go over to Bitcoin. It's kind of doing the same thing. All the cryptos are kind of doing that. And I think the experts were expecting, I think a lot of people were expecting Bitcoin to just go shooting up. You've seen that kind of stuff all over the place, and here we go. And I've been kind of basically saying I'm not sure what's going to happen. We could drop back down here, or we could go all the way down here to the 48 to $52,000 level. As you can see, we've just been going sideways. We're just going sideways, sideways, and sideways, and we kind of did create like a little head and shoulders pattern. What was it? The shoulder, head, shoulder, and they kind of just hung out here, right? So this to me, once again, it's no man's land. I'm not trading this. I don't want any part of this. I want to wait for confirmation. I want to wait for these candles, right? I want to see some serious volume. Obviously, that would not been a good time to get in. But getting in back here when I had my buy signal hit and seeing the volume kind of coming up here, getting out right there would have been a good opportunity as well. I mean, sometimes these sell signals, they signal the top. Sometimes they don't. They signal a little before the top, and as you can see, there's no buy signals in here. But if I had my moving average crosses here, you'd see I'd get in right around here, I'd get in right around here, or somewhere thereabouts. And it just kind of depends, contingent on the volume. It's contingent on when I have my moving average crosses, which are on a different chart on my phone, not necessarily on here. So that's where I'm really sitting with Bitcoin. But all the Bitcoiners out there, I'm still long Bitcoin. I've been long Bitcoin for a long time. This to me is super healthy. This is an uptrend here, so we have this big move, consolidate, kind of pull down, boom, shoot back up, and we could come back. That's what I'm saying. We could come down and we could drop down even to here, right? It's only a couple days away. We could drop right to this point, which was the prior support. If I slide over a little bit, you'll see that. Look how many times we boom, 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 boom before we broke through this level, right? And this is that 49,154 level. Once we break through that, I don't know what's going to happen, so let's hope that doesn't happen. But not that I know what's going to happen anyways, right? I mean, this is all just educated guesses and probabilities. So right now we're in this little pattern up here. We're doing a little consolidation. That doesn't say that we don't just keep going higher, right? But it doesn't also say that we don't just come down here and try to test this base somewhere around here, right? Like we kind of did this little curvature, so we could do a little curvature here and maybe touch right around here at the $57,000 level in December. I mean, and then that shoots us higher, upwards around Christmas and into Q1 of 2022. I do know a lot of people are calling for that, blow off top. And if we go back out to, let's say, the weekly or the monthly, we might see that in here. As you can see, you can pull this down a little bit. We're still on this trend. We're still tracking here, so we do have room where we could come up and really hit up into that $200,000 range. Personally, I don't know where we're going to go. The thought process is that, just because Bitcoin does a blow off top every 4 years, that we're going to have another blow off top this year. There's no guarantees to that. There's no guarantees to any of that. It'd be nice. It'd be great. I'm sure we'd all make a lot of money if it did do that. But there's going to be people that have to buy up here in order for us all to sell up here and make money, or to hold up there, right? Because what you really don't want is to go up here and then come back down here and hang out here again. So just like this, you don't want to do this and have it wait down here to a massive reduction of your value. So hitting up here and then coming back down to this $50,000 level, as much as that's great right now, it's going to feel really bad when it's 4x that number and how much money you might have had at that time. So just keep that in mind. We're still just kind of tracking this. Long term, it's looking good. We're still in an upwards trend. And so what I'd like to show you now, if we go back to the 4 hour, I'm going to jump over to the PolkaDot really quick. And this is kind of what I was alluding to begin with. And that is the PolkaDot to the dollar. Make sure it's on Binance. Make sure I got all my levels in here, and they're not showing up. So hang on a second. It's the other dot one. Did I do it on Coinbase? Damn. Come on. Which one is it? Which one? I was literally right there. Tried to be prepared so I didn't look like an idiot. But you know what? Sometimes you look like, I think it's the BUSD instead of $dollar. Okay, this is the one. Yeah, there they are. Sorry guys about that delay there. But if you look here, this is what I was talking about. We're in this sideways pattern. Okay, this is the unknown. We don't know if it's going to go up. We don't know if we're going to go down. And there's a lot of territory here that I don't trade in. I'm not going to sit there and put a buy or a sell order in there, but I will sit there and say, okay, I'm going to put a sell order in if we come back up and hit this resistance here, right? This 46,000. I mean, $46. I wish 46,000, right? If we hit this $46, then I'm like, okay, if we can break through this, in all likelihood, we're heading higher. This is a new all-time high. There's nothing else like stopping us from kind of breaking through. I know it was larger back over here. I believe we had a lot higher number. Or is this the highest? Yeah, okay, we're back up here. So this is kind of the second level I'm looking at. Right up here. I knew it was higher before. Alright, so right up in this level, which we're touching, literally touching. So as you guys see this, I didn't even have this line on here, but you guys can basically see these resistance and support levels are super accurate in terms of like what was happening. Look at this volume, look at where we are, and then here we go. Boom, it comes up here and touches. I didn't even plan this out. It literally just scrolled over, clicked right here where we had the bar touching and the bar touching, and look at that. That's exactly where it stopped. If that doesn't tell you, there's a massive amount of opportunity in trading that you can do with this little bit of information. And this is a super simple tool. And look at this volume. We're crushing it. We had this massive confirmation here. This is when I got in, was right here. And I'm just still holding on. Now, I do have a massive, I do believe in PolkaDot. I like it a lot. I do have a large share of it as well. But it doesn't mean I don't trade it as well. So that's kind of the thing. I am long in PolkaDot, but also I do trade it a little bit as well and just add to the accumulation that I get. I stake it on Kraken, so I get a decent return there, I believe about 12%. So just to keep that in mind, that is an option for you. Not financial advice, never financial advice on this channel, just kind of letting you guys pick my brain out loud. And it kind of helps me too when I go through these exercises to kind of justify and or poke holes in my own thoughts and theories and processes. So that's what I kind of started this to use this for, to help you guys out if I do, and if I can, hopefully you guys make some money doing this. But at the same time, to kind of test myself, put stuff out here to paper and basically say, listen, this is my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. And this allows me to go back in time and use that and say, okay, was I right? Was I wrong? What happened? How did that occur? And, kind of lets me judge certain things. So this is something I got into. So I'm just kind of riding this wave up here. If we break above this, it's discovery mode, and I'll probably start putting my stop losses in there. But if we get this resistance, I'm betting we're going to bounce back down to here, this $46 range, and we might trade in here. And if we'll just be waiting then at that point. It'd be no different than this level here, these levels here, where we're just not sure what's going to happen. It seems to be on an uptrend. But this is kind of what I'm looking for. These are the breakouts that I'm looking for. That's why I got into Solana when it did this, or Solana, I don't know how to say it. But when it broke through that resistance that I had, I knew we were going up a little bit higher to test the next support and a resistance. So this is kind of, it's a good way for you to trade